During my unoptimizing journey, I didn't reduce my phone addiction with willpower. I did it by making my desk too good to leave. It has become a place where after work, I'd go straight to my table to either chill or do my work. I'd forget about my phone or about social media. I'd go there sometimes, but I have now spent more time at my desk than on my personal phone. Which is why, if I were to work from home, I would gladly do it. Not just because I'm working from home, but because it had made my work experience much more satisfying and accomplished. So, in this video, I want to share with you how I made my desk look so cool that I'd forget that I have a phone, particularly about the desk. And take note, what I shared here is from my experience and may also help you. If you have different methods, do let me know. Also, take note that I'm not sponsoring anything here, no brand deals. These are purely bought with my own pocket and from my own experience. Firstly, I must say that I've always been a computer nerd and kinda specs freak, so the initial motivation to change my setup came from there too. But that interest came during the pandemic when we were all forced to work from home every day and I'd strain my neck and my laptop screen was so small that my eyes hurt. So I saved up to buy myself a monitor and adjust where it should be and all those. And then the real inspiration kicked in after seeing YouTubers set up, particularly PewDiePie's when he was showcasing his setup. I remember thinking, wow, that must be comfortable as heck. And then when I watch other YouTubers similar to him, they all did the same thing. Doesn't matter how messed up or strange the positioning of their desk is, we might not even agree with them, but they made sure their setup suit them was and make themselves comfortable as they stream. I mean, look at that. It looks cozy and just nice to put your hands on, right? Okay, I'm not saying that we must buy expensive setups like them. No endorsements again, by the way. Anyways, but what I'm saying is that their formats looked very comfortable to work at. As I got into these gaming setups and I researched them, I became very interested in them. They look very organized and strategic, accessible, where you can just press a button, the laptop turns on, and you just sit or stand, and it looks pleasing to the eyes, and you can't help but be on the computer typing something. Heck, even their keyboard clicks and clacks sounds amazing. And you might say, oh, it might not be possible because they look expensive. Well, when you look at the PCs, yeah, but I'm talking about just the desk and how strategic, just like the formats too on how he places computers, their computers and how strategic and neat it looks. I'm not saying that everyone must buy a PC or a high spec gaming laptop so you can work. You can buy whatever kind of laptop you have and just plug it into the monitor. I'm saying that we should follow their way of setting up their desk. Simple, cozy, and organized. This is so that we have this satisfying feeling to come back to. So that when you're doing your tedious tasks, you can be comfortable and ease your burden from work. And I find that gaming setup makes more sense to help my motivation to work. Thus, I made a plan on how want my table to look like those gaming setups. Not for gaming, but for work and doing my side gigs. I kid you not. The problem was that back then, my desk wasn't exactly convincing or exciting for me to stick around at the computer. I don't have a picture of my old setup to show you, but the point is, it just doesn't look good or motivating for me to stay there and work for hours. Of course, this decision to change my work desk and to plan the design wasn't an overnight thing. In fact, I thought about this decision for nearly a year or two. Aside from what kind of desk I'd like to have, I had to save up too. And that inspiration came when I was in another office where they could raise and lower their table. So I had the option to stand up too as I work. And that sounds really wicked. Hey, sitting down all day is also tiring. I need to stand up too. So that table just blew my mind, and thus it became my bucket list. So, after about a year and doing some savings, I finally bought the table this May as a birthday present to myself too. And voila, this is my setup. The two screens helped me to review things easily, and it's like having a big canvas to work. Plus, it's a lot more accessible for me to work. Also, studies showed that a clean house will make people happy. I want to make my computer as cozy as possible, and it has to be eye-pleasing for me. So I had to make some additions to my desk to make it as clean as possible. This was getting this new table on the desk to hold my monitor. This is also to give me more space to slip in my keyboard and mouse. I use like a laptop. I'm not sure what you call it. And then I got myself a laptop stand so that I can move my laptop easily and wipe the table conveniently. Another thing to help me place more stuff in my room to make my productivity more accessible is that I also got myself a wagon where I can put my books and speaker and charge my phone there instead of on my desk. It's placed at the corner of my room like this. The reason for it is so that I have less distraction and lazier to grab my phone. And I know it doesn't look like much of a distance, but it's a really good exercise actually. So when I'm at my desk, my hand wouldn't itch to reach for the phone. I'd be lazy to turn my body to grab my phone, and I'd be more inclined to continue to keep typing away. The only time I did reach for the phone was either during the break time when I'd throw myself to my bed, or if someone called me. And once it was over, I'd sometimes throw it to the far end corner of my bed and back to the shelf. Or back to the shelf, sorry. However, I admit there were times I'd go back to the phone because I'd like to unwind and rest for a while from reading or working. Hey, I get tired of reading several chapters too, you know. Sometimes I gotta rest my eyes from reading thousands of words. I need visuals too, but this time I use my phone differently. When I open it, I won't run to social media aside from Twitter just to see news, quick scroll, and that's it. I'd usually run to YouTube or AI to come up with ideas or something I'm working on for fun. And that's it. Usually I'd spend my time there an hour or two, but for better use. I won't doom scroll and brain rot my way to the shorts or reels or social media in general, as I have made it boring. And I've discussed this in my previous video here. You can check it out. But overall, this new setup has helped me stay glued to my desk, unoptimize my brain, and not be easily distracted by the phone. I feel a lot more satisfied with whatever progress I'm working on and would feel better to sit down and read a book instead of feeling shame of resting. And best of all, my urge to doom scroll is diminishing. Well, not diminishing entirely, but it's slowly like reducing. And this has helped because of the way I set up my table. And you might think, oh, this person's doing that because she wants to look good in front of the camera. No, that's not it. It has become my habit to keep my phone far from my setup while I'm at my desk. When I text on WhatsApp, Instagram, or Discord, it's a lot easier to reply with 10 fingers, and it's been like that ever since. I got lazy to type with my phone that I must have a laptop open to reply to messages. It's very peaceful and accessible to do so far. No distractions, no temptations, and it's very efficient. Plus, I get more stuff done. Next, consider a gaming style setup. It doesn't matter what kind of computer or laptop you bought, just buy one that suits you. Remember, the goal is for cozy and not expensive setups, though bumping up your budget a little more will help your work experience too. For me, I bought a gaming laptop because my job is to design and video edit, so I need a laptop that won't lag on me. Next are the keyboard and mouse. For the mouse, I want one that helps me access things faster, so the sensitivity must be high too. At least that's for me. Next is the keyboard. I always like the sound of typing on a keyboard. Sometimes that's even my ambient sound. So after doing my research on which gaming keyboard may suit me and which one sounds better, I finally settled on the Keychron keyboard, which is the same keyboard that I've been using for my previous videos. Not only does it look and sound nice, but it also feels nice too, at least for me. Because of that, I became a lot more excited to type something continuously just to have that feel and the clicking sound. And the only way to do that is to work. And voila, that's how I made my desk so cozy I keep returning to it. It's got nothing to do with willpower or all those, I overcame my laziness. No. If anything, I'm still kind of, I'll sometimes call myself kind of lazy. But I use that as my advantage to the point I forgot about my phone and I made that thing so boring on purpose to the point the desk looks a lot more attractive. Of course, this is my setup and a strategic way to keep me away from the phone and do my work instead. You might have your own build. If you like the color white for your desk, go for it. The goal is to make it as cozy as possible for you so that you'd be lazy to get out of your seat. Oh, and also make it very eye-pleasing. That way, you'd prefer the desk over the phone. And that is it. Thank you for watching till the end. I appreciate it so much. I've also noticed that there are many new viewers based from my analytics. Welcome. I'm building this place to be a safe place for optimization algos. And if you want to keep feeling safe whenever you come online. So, yeah, this is the channel where I talk about certain internal issues we're battling online. You're allowed to be raw here, and hopefully, it'll help you with your life too. So, do consider subscribing. That said, thank you again for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe to help more people escape the algorithm formula. See you soon.